Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all doing fantastic, and that you're all having a great day. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome back to another exciting installment of Where Are We Going? As the cryptocurrency market continues to flop around, a lot of interest is still logically, I don't know, being paid to the ETFs, to Ethereum ETFs, where prices are going to go, the effect that it's going to have on the wider cryptocurrency market as we continue to move through this year. If you've been following the channel or been paying attention, everyone has, I don't want to say dramatically different ideas, but we're on the good things are going to happen boat. It's just kind of a matter of when. One of the more popular theories, if you will, floating around right now. Jan Alleman, co-founder of Glassnode, recently shared insights on Ethereum's price trajectory. Using historical patterns and market cycles, Alleman has forecasted that Ethereum could go to $7,500 if the market's behavior aligns with past trends. This follows a notable pattern witnessed in 2021, where Ethereum's price increased by approximately 160%, driving it from $1,500 to $4,000. I think, personally, there are some flaws in this numbering, which I will explain to you right now. This is very popular because people within the space like to look at patterns. Patterns are very good, even when it comes to finance, to see how companies have done, to see where interest rates are going to be, to see what dividends are going to be paid out. If a company has increased their dividends year on year for the last 45 years, then gosh darn it, next year they're probably going to do the same. As we do not have an immense amount of data about the cryptocurrency space, as it is still extremely brand new. Bitcoin has only been around for 15 years, while other financial markets have been around for 100 or so, depending on the gauges or metrics that you are using. We don't have a lot of data to go on. The issue is that usually people look at the market patterns from 2012, 2013, 2017, give or take. Sorry, my phone flashed and I was trying to figure out what it was. How are people able to like spam you on your phone now? I don't get that at all. I'm constantly getting these like weird spam messages and it's like, please stop. And then now the issue is that people are using the charts from 2020 to 2021 as well. This is a personal opinion. Feel how you will. Tell me if I'm completely incorrect. The charts that we got from 2020 and 2021 were absolute garbage rubbish. Why? Because of the state of the world. I don't know if everyone remembers what happened. It's like the 38th time I'm saying that over the course of this year. People keep predicting, or pretending is the word, that the last 4 years haven't been like some insane fever dream that we've all been going through. And more so, we saw how all markets reacted during 2020 and 2021. And the issue is that all charts for all companies, for money, for the stock market, for crypto, didn't go where they should have gone. I don't need to tell you why. The point of the matter is that what they're talking about right now, for Ethereum going to 7,500 is based off of the 2020 and 2021 charts, which weren't correct because we should have logically gone a lot higher. A lot of the price predictions for Ethereum are rolling on in. The hype around Ethereum ETFs and where prices are going to go. This is concretely interconnected to the idea of altcoins. If Ethereum does extremely well, then altcoins will do extremely well. We should have seen a higher increase than just 160%. In 2020 and 2021, Ethereum should logically do a lot more. This is kind of similar. Now, hear me out here. Hear my words. This is relatively similar to what we saw when we were getting indications that we might get Bitcoin ETFs, and people were predicting that the highest we would go for the year once again was $50,000. I think it's another one of those situations where a lot of these companies, even an on-chain analytics company, they're looking at the numbers from a very weird vantage point as far as like the actual like interest in the market, the amount of accumulation by ETFs all around the world, and the actual amount of ether on exchanges and all these other kinds of things. Once again, that's clearly a personal opinion about the market, because I predict we're probably going to go a lot higher than 7,500, but what have you. Aliman observes that Ethereum's current market outlook is reminiscent of conditions preceding the 2021 rally. Leveraging Fibonacci extension levels, he suggests a potential ascent to $7,500. He highlighted that the 161.8% Fibonacci extension plays a crucial role in this projection, noting the similarity to the pattern observed in 2021. For those of you who would like to see it, this is the actual chart right here. Once again, I have my own opinions. You can even see these charts are completely messed up. This is also very similar to the Bitcoin chart right here. Typically, what happens during any bull run within the crypto space, from the ones that we've seen previously, except discounting 2021 because it was an entire mess, is that there's always, a bumpy road, and we see a push up right here. Typically then, we'll fall back down in price, 8 to 9%, 10% over the course of a 1 to 2 month period. Things fall down. Everyone is, cools it off. And then we see a movement back up. That's what happened with Bitcoin as well. I think we hit $67,000. We slammed down when all the world markets were in complete turmoil. People keep forgetting. I don't understand what happened a couple of years ago. Markets were not doing well at all. And then we had the movement back up that usually is the final run during the year after the halving. Towards the end of that year tends to be the mega run up in price, if you will. But we slammed down, and it was very difficult to get back up because markets kept on going down. We were hearing about interest rates rising. People weren't making money, what have you. The entire story. So this chart is based off of that terrible years that we had. And if you follow it up, the target then if you go down, I'm trying to go down in relative to a straight line. They're saying this is happening before 2025. So this is still a 2024 price target. If you go down, this is roughly September, October, if you will, for Ethereum to hit $7,500. I think we're going to go higher just based off of the things that we've been hearing. Once again, this is a personal opinion. I don't think we're as bad as we were from March 2020 to mid 2021. I mean, you can look up the news articles if you've forgotten, because I chat with a couple of friends and I talk about old market moves and they go, really? And I'm like, we were here. We were talking about this. So yeah, very popular topic. Everyone's waiting for like the big shebang for the market to finally begin to make sense again, for the $100,000 Bitcoin, seeing where Ethereum is going to go, where the altcoins are going to go. I still believe personally that we only need like a relatively large push in price to kind of get us back in action. You hear a lot of people saying Bitcoin goes back above 68, if it goes back above 74, if it goes back, like these kinds of things. I think if we had a major like 15, 16% jump in Bitcoin's price over the course of a 3-day, 5-day period, and altcoins like properly recovered, I think market sentiment would come rushing back. Really rush back into the market. And we'd start seeing a bunch of brand new projections for prices and stuff like that. But yeah, as of right now, everyone has a gigantic question mark over their head. because everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen. That's the, I guess, price news. I don't really know. Okie dokie. Let's move on. Also back in the news, and I guess an unsurprising turn of events, Shiba Inu's burn rate has risen by 6,000%. I don't properly understand these numbers anymore. I wish I was remotely joking. Shiba Inu is back in the news once again. With their burn rate, they're in the news all the time, or rather they were all the time, nearly daily. Now it's like once out of every 10 days. I'm even seeing like anyway, I'm seeing articles about Shiba Inu kind of like discussing its metrics as like a real coin. You can try and find the article. What was it called? It was like Dogecoin is a joke, but Shiba Inu is the real thing or something along. And I was like, I never assumed we'd be seeing articles like that. The Shiba Inu team continues to claim and say that they are trying to make this like a real coin. Like they're trying to make it like a worthy project. And their burn rate keeps happening as well. The amount of Shiba Inu that gets burned continues to be in the news. They're trying to burn enough coins so that the coin circulating supply is, of course, as low as possible before we see this gigantic gear up, run up in prices. So cool. I guess it's almost like lightly nostalgic to see them back, if that makes any kind of sense. So cool. That's the Shiba Inu news. Moving along. In news that I didn't think needed to be popular, but this is where we are in the world. Standard Chartered is a bank, and they are establishing a spot trading desk for buying and selling Bitcoin and Ether. The new London-based desk will start operation soon and be part of the bank's FX trading unit, Standard Chartered told CoinDesk. The news was first reported by Bloomberg, citing people familiar with the matter. Standard Chartered would become one of the first global banks to enter spot cryptocurrency trading, though others have been trading crypto derivatives for several years. A couple of 4-5 years ago, we had a number of banks. Once again, this is 2019. A number of banks announcing that they were getting into crypto. You must remember it. You can find the old articles. We had news that, oh gosh, what was it? I believe the exact number we got was over 300 US banks were looking to get into cryptocurrency trading. They announced that they were going to start launching these initiatives in 2020, and then something happened. And a lot of that news has completely disappeared. There already have been other banks who have tried to launch cryptocurrency trading desks. They haven't really worked. Part of the issue lies in the fact that we already have cryptocurrency trading platforms, and most people aren't really looking for a new one. If you have one or have two that you use, in between, there's not really a need to have to shut down your Coinbase or your Gemini or your Binance account to have to then go back to your bank. Especially the ethos of Bitcoin is to not have to use a bank. So going back to a bank to make your bank your Bitcoin custodian is like going back to 2008 and getting a terrible mortgage with a bank and then giving them the deed to your house and just kind of walking off. Like it just doesn't, you wouldn't go back to the old system. I don't think that the vast majority of people in crypto care about that anymore. People are very willing to have banks and these large institutions completely take over the space so that people can sell their souls to banks once again, like in 2008, which is the reason why we have Bitcoin. But also a number of the banking institutions and other corporations who over the years, I mean, it's not a lot of them, maybe 7 in like a 5-year period who tried to launch these things. It's usually failed. There's no real interest in trying. Like we have enough. It's similar with stable coins. We don't need 118 stable coins. 5 usually suffices for what we currently need in the market. We don't need 10,000 cryptocurrencies. We maybe need about 20 or 30. And that's a strong maybe. So we're going to continue hearing as the dust has settled around the world, that these companies and banks are going to continue trying to launch their cryptocurrency trading desks. This was popular. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the word London was there. Maybe people like London. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it's, I don't know. As far as we know right now, they're only going to be trying to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. I assume the bank has been told by a number of their, what do you call it? The word's not colleagues, business partners, that they would like to trade crypto and maybe do it through their platform. It's nonsensical. This doesn't really have to be a thing. Giving money back to the banks. So cool. That's the standard chartered news. I give it another month or two. We're going to hear about another bank or company also launching their own crypto trading desk because they see that the market is going to pick up and therefore they want to get in on the money. But a lot of these initiatives have failed. Why would I, just in general, like people who are into crypto are using crypto exchanges. And anyway, that's a whole nother topic in and of itself. And yeah, let's move on. Okay, pay attention for this one because it's nonsensical, but nonsense tends to rule the world. The FBI has alerted the public to an emerging criminal tactic targeting investors who have already fallen victim to cryptocurrency scams and are seeking to recover their lost funds. This is diabolical. These fraudsters often claim to be authorized by the FTI, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, or other government agencies to lend credibility to their schemes. Did you get it? So firstly, please be careful where you are putting your money. And I mean that extends farther than even the cryptocurrency space. I don't care what you're doing with your money, as long as you're investing it and saving it. If you decide to invest in a certain vehicle, please look up what that thing is. Just a couple of days ago, we had news that Ripple is going to be launching their own stablecoin. Then a couple days later, someone created a fake Ripple stablecoin on the Ripple blockchain, the XRP blockchain, and people lost their money to it, which just doesn't logically make any sense. There are scams everywhere. You have to be diligent. You must be diligent when it comes to your own money. The problem is that people try to make quick gains and they go into these rug pulls from Solana and they try and make as much money as possible. The issue is that when people fall victim to these scams and to these rug pulls, they go looking for help. This was a major issue back in 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 22. If you weren't here, it went a little bit like this. Some person, some company, something makes a cryptocurrency thing. They claim that it's DeFi. They claim that it's decentralized. They claim that it's this thing. It's going to make you tons of money. That other thing only makes you 8% per year. We're going to make you 100% per year. I know that even sounds insane, but people believed it. It's kind of like even now and also years ago where people were making these fake YouTube videos. It was a literal video of Brad Garlinghouse sitting on stage talking about XRP or Vitalik Buterin talking about Ether. And they would have a thing where they said, and I mean, it said literally, send us 1,000 XRP and we'll send you 2,000 back. And people were falling for it over and 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 over again. And I had to make multiple videos where I said, as adults, have any of you ever walked down the street and someone said, hey, you have $1 on you? You hand them $1 and then they hand you back $5. Why would anyone, even on the internet, do that? Because people, oh my gosh, people are so special. So as these scams become more and more prevalent, the issue is not only is the scam there, the other issue is not only are people being scammed, is that during all of this, people assume or don't want regulators in. If once again, for those of you who weren't here years ago, the idea of regulation was like toxic poo-poo, like people didn't want it. Who wants regulations? Very, very famously, this guy from Shark Lair, The guy who's always talking, O'Leary. The fact that people call him Mr. Wonderful, like, that's gross. Like, stop praising and worshiping rich people. A couple of years ago, he got into crypto and was talking about how amazing DeFi was. DeFi is going to bring us into the future. DeFi is the way to make money. DeFi to DeFi to DeFi. He was promoting it over and over and over, talking about how fantastic it was. The news goes that allegedly he had his money in some protocol. The protocol was fake. He lost 6 figures, 7 figures. I don't know. It was a lot of money. And the next day he went on to CNBC talking about how terrible DeFi was. And we need more regulation and we need more of this. The problem is that DeFi by definition is you can't regulate it. Unregulatable, if you will. Because it's decentralized, similar to Bitcoin. You can tell Bitcoin to do so and so and so, but it won't do it because it's a decentralized protocol. So before, and even now, a lot of people do stuff within the cryptocurrency space that they know is wrong, that they know is sometimes illegal, that they know that they might lose their money in, but people continuously think that they're at the top of the pyramid. This is a common thing. This is how pyramid schemes work. People keep thinking that when these new coins come out, these new meme coins are launching, that they're the first ones to see it. And they think, okay, if everyone else gets into the coin before it collapses in 3 or 4 days because they're on these terrible Telegram groups. Yeah, I know about the Telegram groups because people keep trying to get me to join them. What happens is that, you know, the coin is going to collapse and these people think that they can cash out first. There's so many issues here. Geez Louise. The other issue is that a lot of people are taking out loans to invest in crypto. For the love of actual goodness, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Why would you risk your money? The problem we had years ago is people were taking out mortgages on their mortgage and they were using that money to push into the crypto market in December 2017. Didn't work out. People are still using their kids' college fund. People are using their life savings to what in the world is going on? So people assume that once again that they can outsmart the system. It's a similar thing to people trying to day trade. People throw in a couple $1,000s, they look at the market, it goes down, they don't understand what's going on because somebody on YouTube told them, throw some money in, here's how I trade, I time it this way. And then they lose their money. So the story that you see on the screen is that people who've lost their money due to scams try to contact the FBI, but there's another layer there where another scammer is trying to contact the people who have been scammed. Do you understand? Not only did you stumble into absolute nonsense that you know that you shouldn't have been in, then these people go running for help. When they understand, these people would have never, ever called for regulators and for any kind of help if they thought that they had gamed the system correctly. But when they end up losing, they go to run to the FBI. But even then, there's another fake FBI, people pretending to be the FBI, who then are the people who message you, trying to get your information and take more money from you. That's the warning. The first step is, if you see a volcano, don't walk into it. Don't even walk near it. Have you seen those videos? There's one recently on Instagram. I mean, shocked. These people were on a tour group and they were told that there was an active volcano and these people got so close to it. Like one person slipped, they didn't go inside, but they like slipped and fell backwards. And I was like, what did you think you were doing? Because imagine if you had walked up and slipped and then like you're holding on screaming. And then you also, the next person who tries to help you out, they're also in danger now. You know how to avoid all that? The tour guide says, hey, there's an active volcano. And you go, wow, I'm standing near an active volcano. I can't believe I got the chance to stand near it and not inside of it. When you see these scams, avoid them. You know that they're scams. 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 You all know that, right? All these meme coins that keep popping up, you know that they're fake and they're not going anywhere. The problem with that and all these Telegram groups is these people keep telling you you can make 10,000%. You know it's wrong. You know that you keep losing money. You know that you've lost a lot of money already on these scams. Why do you keep trying to do it over and over? It's the literal definition of insanity. And then the problem is when you've hit rock bottom, if you've lost enough, you try and get help, and then even the people who you go to for help are also a scam. Like I had a problem years ago on MetaMask, and I wrote on Twitter like trying to get some kind of help. Like I was like, hey, does anyone know what this issue is so I can solve it? And within a minute, I had 17 comments, and I was like, okay, someone can help me. They were all bots. Every single one of them was a bot telling me to contact them. Hey, my friend can help. Contact him at this email. Hey, I can totally help you as well. Can you give me your private key? Hey, I can help you. And I was like, what? It's insane. It's absolutely completely nuts. The FBI issued an alert on Monday about an emerging criminal tactic used to further continuously defraud people who were already defrauded and scammed. According to the FBI, fraudsters are impersonating lawyers from fake law firms, reaching out to cryptocurrency scam victims through social media and messaging platforms. They offer services to investigate and recover lost funds, aiming to deceive victims into providing more money or personal information. You know what also is really sad? This is a complete side note. For some reason, YouTube, I don't know what's happening with YouTube. They keep showing me these really weird videos about like people being scammed, and for some reason, like a lot of them are from Australia. I don't understand what that is about the algorithm. There was help me. There was a video of this woman. She was maybe late 50s, early 60s. I don't remember. She you know, whatever. And it was something along the lines of like, she thought she was talking to someone who was going to be her fiance. And at some point they were like, oh my gosh, babe, I need money. So she sent them, I think like a couple $100s. That turned into $2,000. That turned into $5,000. And then at some point she sold her home. I think it was like $500,000 Australian dollars. And she sent them like 250,000. And they were talking to her on camera and they were like, you didn't realize this was a scam? And she was like, I thought it might have been, but what if my fiance needed $250,000? And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what are you actually? Imagine you work in it. I can't even think of a scenario to say there. Please. You worked hard for that money. We shouldn't have this. We shouldn't have to have this conversation every day. Pay attention to where you put your money. Stop putting your money into quick, easy, get rich fast as lightning schemes. The only people who win are the people who made the scams and the schemes and are doing the crime. They're always the only winners, over and over, constantly. All you're doing is giving your hard-earned money to these people. This should not be a conversation. Anywho, yeah, just a word of advice. It's really funny as well. If you are not a YouTuber, if you are, you know this. You can actually see YouTube metrics for like viewers and like viewer retention. And I see any time that I make a video that has a topic like this, don't get scammed, how to save money, how to protect yourself, how not to fall victim to this, you know, avoid these scam coins, avoid Solana, avoid X, Y, and Z. I can see my viewer retention going down. You want to know why? Because it's not interesting or hypey enough. It's interesting. Like you can see on the actual YouTube metrics. If the other YouTubers, I'm telling you, like you can see on the metrics, if a YouTuber tells you this is the greatest opportunity of your life, you're going to be the metrics go up. The moment I try and like warn people or tell people like pay attention to where you put your money, my views go down and my retention goes down. So like there literally are people who are no longer watching the video because I tried to warn them because they don't want to hear it. Because they also invest in these scam coins. They've been burned before, but their illogic tells them, keep playing the slots. Keep doing it. Keep pulling the lever. You got to keep doing it because at some point you're going to win. And then you keep losing for 25 years in a row and you go, well, whose fault was that? You know these things are scams. You know they're literal absolute garbage. And I mean, also just complete logic. If you have a complaint or you're trying to whatever, go to the actual website of the people you're trying to complain to. Don't answer a DM on Instagram. What? Like, what are you talking about? It's insane. Anywho, just a gigantic word of advice. Just trying to help as always, because, you know, times are rough and they're going to get rougher. And people keep pretending that they're not. That's the FBI news. Moving along. Also in the news, Nubank, that is N-U-B-A-N-K. I almost said N-U-B-A-N-Kank. I'm not even joking. English. A leading Brazilian Nubank or neobank has apparently integrated Bitcoin's Lightning Network to improve transaction speed, reduce costs, and enhance scalability for its users. This initiative marks a significant step in promoting broader cryptocurrency adoption within Brazil. Brazil is already quite large when it comes to cryptocurrency adoption, specifically for Bitcoin, so this comes as no real surprise. We had news about a week ago of, what do you call it? About like fragmentation within the Lightning Network, which I didn't even know was a thing, which we went over. So I assume all these people are literally using similar channels. Because the problem is that multiple different companies and organizations are trying to use the Lightning networks, but they're doing it in literally their own corner. So the network isn't as connected together. This is going off of the news that we got from in that news story that we all went over. So we see and are seeing the rollout of the Lightning network. It needs to happen a lot quicker, if we can be completely honest. If people want people to start using their Bitcoin, you got to speed it up, but I know that things do take time. So cool. We know that I think it's Binance and Coinbase that are already using Lightning. I don't know if it's for every transaction, but I know multiple crypto exchanges, when you're trying to withdraw Bitcoin, like you can also put in like a Lightning address for it as well, which should hopefully become more seamless as time ends up going on. But cool. Hope it ends up working out, just because, you know, if people want Bitcoin to be the, you know, the world solution that everyone keeps saying that it could be, people need to be able to use it. People need to have like a transaction fee of like 1/10 of 1 cent so that they can buy that cup of coffee that everyone's been talking about since 2015. Yeah, cool. I think that's going to do it for this video. I do sincerely hope that you've all enjoyed. I hope you're all doing well. Try and go for a walk. Go clear your head. Do something nice for yourself. I see the word's not even turmoil, just the fighting and stuff on Twitter. It's reached a fever pitch, a fever peach. I don't know what it is. Something's going on. But I told you before in another video, I think it's just a cumulative effect of the last 4 years. I mean, let's be honest. I was telling you before, a lot of people think that they weren't affected by the last 4 years, and we all were in our own way for different reasons. Right. And I think that this is spilling over even more into the cryptocurrency space, as we have and had expectations of a $100,000, $150,000 Bitcoin by summer. You must remember what all the analysts were saying. And as we see this constant up and down tumultuous movements within the cryptocurrency space, yeah, I think it's now like really like Twitter's a mess. Twitter is the conversations people are having, the fighting that's going on, the things that people are proposing, or like the delusions. I mean, like literal delusions that a lot of people are having and discussing, and none of them are correct. We're not going to go over them here, but there's a lot of misinformation, and the problem is that I don't chime in because I know I'm not even like a drop in the bucket. So people won't listen to people don't listen to what I say now. People have, and I get it. I know that a lot of you have listened. over the last 8 years, over the news and stuff we've been going over. But yeah, no. So I can say whatever I want and have my own opinions, and the people always have to find out 8 years later about what I was saying. But anywho, I do hope that you've all enjoyed. Yeah, I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. I hope you are all looking after your money, putting it in proper places, not just throwing it into a whole bunch of garbage, brand new shiny garbage that, you know, it's poop that someone's literally painting gold and you're rushing after it. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.